Friday Night Fanstand.
All right, howdy, Austin. It's the new Talk Radio 96.3 and 1370s Friday Night Fanstand. Jonathan Daniel, Chris Sanchez. Week 3, although it's really the 4th games that most teams will play, but we're ready for some football, Chris.
Yeah, I'm still confused by that. It's week 3, but it's really week 4. I'm ready for week 4 or 3.
Well, a lot of the game cancellations from last week have kind of thrown things in a loop, and we'll try to break it down for you. Our Fanstand Big Ten. This is our list of the top 10 teams that we think going into week 3 are the top 10 teams in Central Texas. We'll go 10 through 8 here. Number 10, we have Stony Point / Wimberley. Anderson at number 9, Vandergrift jumping to 8. Chris?
Yeah, Stony Point and Wimberley obviously not playing last week. They're hanging on there at the number 10 spot. Wimberley will probably move up. I think they're going to have a good time with Lavernia. DeSoto against Stony Point. I think that's going to be a little tough for the Tigers this week.
Yes, DeSoto number 4 according to the AP. Stony Point falling out. But if the Tigers can somehow figure out a way to trump the Eagles, that rights all the wrongs of this past season. Anderson with the bye, of course, losing to Georgetown. Vandergrift can't be stopped. Fanstand Big Ten, teams 7 through 5 now. Number 7, we have the Westlake Chaparrals. 6, Connolly Cougars. Number 5, Cedar Park. Chris?
Yeah, Westlake making an appearance in the Fanstand Big Ten after a couple of week hiatus, but they've come back after that big loss to Lake Travis. They've got Pflugerville this week, so we'll see how they do.
Yeah, look at Bryce Dolezal, 150 yards or over 150 for back-to-back games. He's starting to steady the ship for the Chaparrals. Connolly Cougars, of course, are the cardiac cats that can't be beat. 50 points in back-to-back games. Cedar Park only losing the game to Westwood. Barely beating Leander last week, but Cedar Park's still one of the best teams in Central Texas. Fanstand Big Ten, 4 through 2. Hutto 4, Georgetown 3, Westwood 2.
Yeah, Georgetown making the big jump. You know, they had the huge win over Anderson last week, so they go from 7 down to number 3. I really like what the Eagles are doing out there. Hutto at number 4. They had a hard time with McCallum. Big game against Hayes this week, and then of course Westwood. They're holding on with that win against Austin High. They're going down to San Antonio this week.
Yeah, Associated Press has the Hutto Hippos in the top 20 as far as their poll is concerned. We think Georgetown's slightly better. They've been able to score more points, and Hutto only 7 points last week against McCallum. Finally, number 1 team in the Fanstand Big Ten, Lake Travis Cavs.
Yeah, I think Lake Travis is going to be here until they lose. The way they've been playing, I think they're going to be here all year on the Fanstand Big Ten at number 1.
All right, so let's go down the district games of the week. We'll pick one team representing each district. Sometimes in the non-district, these districts plan to flap over, but 15-5A, we'll go with Bowie hosting Leander.
Yeah, Bowie, they're going to want to come out and get this win. Leander's 0-3 right now, but if you look at the way they play, they don't look like an 0-3 team. And Bowie's coming off a big win over Round Rock. We'll see how this game goes out. I think Bowie can win this game with some good defense this week.
Right, and Bastrop hosting San Marcos, the only other Thursday game on that night besides the Leander and Bowie matchup. All right, 16-5A, Syntex North, we call it. We'll let Pflugerville represent that district, taking on the mighty Chaparrals.
Yeah, the Panthers really want to win this game. They're coming off a bad game against the Reagan Rattlers last week, but they're going to come out and really give it their all against the Chaparrals. I think everybody does whenever they play Westlake.
Yeah, always a big rivalry game. 16-4A, Hutto, we mentioned top 20 as far as the AP is concerned, at the Hayes Rebels.
Yeah, I really like what Caleb Kimbrough's doing down in Hayes. Hutto having that hard time last week against McCallum. I think Ryan Higgins is going to come out and put some points on the board.
Yeah, they barely put points on the board last week, just 7 points, so they need something to wake up there. But Cedar Park now representing District 25-4A, our game of the week, hosting the scrappy Austin High Maroons.
Yeah, Austin High winless on the season, but they're another team, just like Leander, that they don't look like an 0-3 team. So Cedar Park doesn't need to look past Austin High at all. Caleb Jones and company are going to bring it when we visit Cedar Park. Yeah,
quarterback Michael Clausen, second as far as 5A teams are concerned in passing yards in the Austin area. Finally, District 26-4A, LBJ at Hendrickson, one of our favorites.
Yeah, LBJ at Hendrickson. LBJ played Conley last week. They were on the short end of a 52-40 game. They still put up 40 points, so I think it's going to be similar this week. Lots of explosive plays, lots of points on the board.
All right, player and coach interviews, as always, on the Fanstand, online, Friday Night Fanstand.com, social network as well, Facebook and Twitter. We're covering Austin area high school football like no one else. It's Talk 1370 and 96.3 FM's Friday Night Fanstand.